There you are! Someone suddenly jumped in front of her, startling Violet out of her thoughts. Ah! Violet screamed, instinctively punching the person in the face. She froze, horrified, as she realized it was Alice. Alice yelped, clutching her cheek. Ow! Violet rushed forward, frantic. Oh my God, Alice! I'm so sorry. I'm okay. Alice insisted, trying to wave it off. See? No damage. She attempted a smile, but winced. But dang, girl, that was a mean right hook. Violet took a deep breath, her racing heart slowing. Then her worry morphed into anger. What the heck is wrong with you? Why would you jump out like that? Are you trying to get yourself killed? Alice rubbed her cheek, pouting. I should be asking why you just punch people in the face. What if it wasn't me? What if it was someone innocent? She added, her pout deepening. Well, where I come from, there's no such thing as a small prank, Violet said, emphasizing the words with air quotes. And it teaches people not to mess with me. Alice's pout intensified, her eyes welling up. You're so mean. If I'm so mean, then leave me alone, Violet retorted. At first, Alice's constant tagging along had been kind of cute, but now it was just getting on her nerves. Violet preferred to keep to herself. You couldn't trust anyone. There were no friends, only people wanting to stab you in the back. This school wasn't exactly a breeding ground for BFFs either. Deep down, a part of Violet she refused to acknowledge even to herself knew Alice was slowly chipping away at her walls. But that couldn't happen. No way. Not gonna happen, Alice said defiantly, making Violet jump. For a second, she thought Alice had actually read her mind. What? I know you're trying to push me away, but it's not going to work. We're going to be great friends. I can see it. Alice declared with such certainty that Violet frowned. What was with this girl? Was she psychic or something? What am I even thinking? Alice chirped. So, I saw your schedule and we have the same classes. Come on, let's go. We're already late. Without waiting for a response, Alice grabbed Violet's hand and practically dragged her down the hallway. Coming through, she yelled, weaving through the crowded corridor, forcing other students to dive out of their way. Oh, that lunatic, Violet muttered, but she couldn't do anything except let Alice drag her along. They stopped in front of a classroom door. Alice flung it open and pulled them both inside before Violet could even blink. The class was already in session, though the teacher wasn't there yet. Violet thought she was lucky. If only she'd known better. The second they walked in, everyone stared. Just as Violet expected, the whispers started. If being the first freshman at Lunaris to break the top 20 hadn't made her famous, then her epic cafeteria brawl definitely had. As expected at Lunaris, the classroom was huge and fancy. The AC was blasting, and they even had a smartboard. It was way beyond anything Violet had ever seen. Most of the kids were human, but there were a few werewolves too. Violet was relieved to see that none of the Cardinal Alphas were in this class. Chin up, she picked a seat in the back, trying to blend in. But Alice followed her like a lost puppy, bumping into desks as she tried to squeeze in next to Violet. Violet gave up on trying to ditch Alice, figuring she'd get bored eventually. Hopefully. The whispers continued, with kids sneaking glances at her, but Violet ignored them. Soon their anthropology teacher walked in. Mr. Harrison was tall and serious looking, with intense silver eyes. He carried a coffee mug in one hand and a tablet in the other. He paused, looking over the class before walking to his desk. Alice leaned over and whispered, They say Harrison is who loves werewolves and practically worships them. Good thing karma gave him a human form, unlike his siblings. Before Violet could process that little piece of information, Mr. Harrison was already at the board. Without a word, he wrote the day's topic in big, clear letters on the smartboard. Werewolves, the true origin of humanity. Violet's eyebrows shot up, but she quickly hid her surprise. Unlike some of the human students who gasped, Mr. Harrison turned, his face full of disgust, as he looked at the humans sitting among the werewolves. He walked forward and asked, "Can anyone tell me about the theory of evolution? Or, in simple terms, how did humans come to be?" No one moved. It was obviously a trick question. "Why isn't anyone speaking?" Mr. Harrison asked, his voice dripping with fake disappointment. "Just loud enough for everyone to hear," he muttered. "Humans. Always so cowardly. And you wonder why werewolves shouldn't rule the world." No kidding. Alice hadn't been exaggerating. Mr. Harrison was a total bigot. Harrison sighed dramatically, as if teaching were a prison sentence. Fine. First 5 hands up get 5 points each." Violet instantly understood the importance of these points when almost every hand shot up, including several werewolves and Alice's. "Alice?" Violet shot her a confused look. "What?" Alice frowned. "I need points if I'm going to protect you." "I don't need your..." Violet began, but other students were already answering. "According to the Bible, God created everything. On day 6, he made Adam and Eve, the first people," one student said. "Amen." Harrison clasped his hands together mockingly. 5 points. Next." He pointed to another student. "Charles Darwin's theory says species change over time. Creatures with good traits survive and have babies, passing on those traits. This leads to slow changes," the student answered. "Excellent. 5 points. Next." Harrison picked 3 more students, none of them Alice, leaving her visibly annoyed. Harrison clapped his hands. "You all answered right," he said, "and stupidly at the same time." The excitement drained from the students' faces. They hadn't seen that coming. Humans weren't the beginning of evolution. Werewolves were.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.